Let's talk about how to make money in the business of trading futures, getting paid, and just taking setups within 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. You do not have to sit into a trade for hours or on end or half an hour unless you're swing trading or position trading. But I'm a scalper by nature or by heart, so I'm looking for fast moving setups, meaning that where the market taps into a supply or demand setup, I'm looking to capitalize on them and take my profits within a matter of only 5 minutes. So like yesterday, I was able to take or trade 2 contracts on the E-minis, okay, trading the NASDAQ, and I was able to scalp and make $600, okay, and that was within a 5-minute or less time period. So the key to this really boils down to being able to read structure within the market and being able to understand at any given point the tide may change, meaning there may be a reversal to where the market is shifting. So you have to shift your mindset just as well. Now, if I'm looking at the market the last few days and it's bearish, but then I look at the market, say on the 15th, which is a few days ago, last Friday, I believe, and the market starts to, break structure to the upside, then we go from bearish to bullish, right? That's kind of easy to see with the eye. Then we start to move lower where we have a major low sitting here and we have some lows to where the market is breaking structure lower, and we eventually take out this low here. So we got a structure shift there. We got a structure shift before, the market started taking out this low here where it started taking out breaks and structures to the downside, okay? But then it ultimately took out this low here. But then we turn back around. So when the market is kind of floating, making higher highs and higher lows, breaking structure, we're bullish. If the market is bearish, making lower lows and lower highs, then we are bearish, okay? Bullish to the upside, bearish to the downside. So we got a low sitting right here after breaking structure coming down, right? Now, into yesterday's trading session where I saw we had this low that we made from the 15th, but we started to move higher and then made a low here, followed up with a lower high, and then a new, or coming down, I'm making a low right here. We broke a bit of structure coming to the downside. This is what I like to classify as a minor structure break to the downside, okay? And then we pull back and break more structure, taking out lows here and the major low here. Now, this is a supply setup resting right here, all right? Now, I didn't take this trade, but you may have caught this if you were trading pre-market. I love to trade pre-market. I typically start looking at the markets around 7:30, and then 10:30, no later than 11, I'm done for the day, all right? If I can get one good trade set up on the pre-market, just depending, I'm more likely I'm done. One and done. I may take a trade or a max of 2 into once the market opens back up, that meaning the New York session, to take another setup. But most times, if I can catch my trade set up pre-market prior to the market opening up at 9:30 Eastern time, then I am finished. Now, this was a trade that I took right here. Small little zone right there, but it is a demand zone. And the reason why I took this trade, and it only took me less than 5 minutes to scalp this with 2 E-mini contracts and make $600+, was because that I saw the market moving higher. After moving lower, again, it made a low, but then we started making low, lower, high, not wanting to come back here fully yet, and breaking lower, but making a lower high, breaking structure, okay, above here, but also taking out this swing right here, okay? So we're breaking swings on the way to the upside. We broke 1, 2, taking out sellers that were pushing the market lower right here. So when I saw that, and we pushed up higher, breaking above this area structure, I waited to see what was going to happen here. This was a definite area of demand resting right here, but there was also a demand area here. Now, those that have been following the channel for some time know there's a difference between low probability and high probability setups, okay? Meaning that if there's a gap at the zone, meaning at a supply or demand zone, in this case here we're talking about demand because we're breaking structure up to the upside, then we're looking for demand setups, okay? So there could be I'm going to draw this right quick just to show you. Right here, this is a demand zone. So, oops, sorry about that. Small little gap resting back at the zone. And if you're not too familiar with what I'm talking about, please spend some time watching the videos here on the channel. And what's going on here? Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Right here, small little zone. Let me see if I can draw it. Okay, a little gap resting back at the zone. We didn't come down there and fill that, so we pulled back, but we broke higher, creating an area of demand right here, okay? And as you see, when we pushed up here and pulled back, we actually broke some more structure here to the left-hand side, creating this area, leaving behind this area of demand right here, all right? So when the market pushed up, broke above this area of structure, it came back on this, see this bullish candle right here, okay? The wick of that where it came down and filled the gap, all right? So the gap rests back at the zone. If there's a bullish candle that closes above out of this small little push to the other side right here and comes back and close the gap, all right, then there's no gap. I mean, the zone, then there's no gap. But in this case here, this bullish candle broke above, taking out some more structure. The wick of this bullish candle came back and closed the zone there. And at that point, okay, that was an area of demand that I was actually interested in trading, okay? Now, if you took this trade with me yesterday, you should have known what was taking place back at the zone. I talk about chart confluence, meaning I am at least always marking up my higher base zone and then looking for a lower base zone within. That means I got the zone here marked on my higher base chart. Start with a top-down analysis to figure out which way the market is moving using your higher base chart. Mark your zones off the higher base chart, and then what I do is I just move down to a entry chart, which is going to be my anchor chart that I'm looking to take my trade from. Okay. And so what I'll do is once the market comes back to this zone right here, I'm looking on my 24 range chart, which we'll go down to now. And what you're going to see here now that we're on the 24 range chart, there was actually two zones in which you could have taken trades from, okay? Now, this bigger box is that 120 on my higher base chart demand zone, all right? The smaller one is what I was just talking about, a zone within a zone. Higher base zone mark first, then we find confluence with a demand setup resting on the inside of the higher base zone, and then mark it up on the 24 range chart, okay? So this is the demand zone that I marked up on the 24 range chart that rests on this inside of the higher base 120 zone. Once we tap that first box, the higher base zone, and then we came and tapped the 24 range zone within, I'm just looking for either going in aggressive here at 20,636 or getting in right here above 641, okay, break and close of the candle, break and close of the candle, okay, again, all right, and looking to go long after that. My aim is going to be to fill these gaps resting back up here, okay, and then possibly take out this area of this high right here, because we just came off of a structure break. I'm not a structure break. Well, we did break structure here on the 120 range to the left hand side, pushed up, pulled back, broke structure above this area here. So this is a demand zone, but as you can see here on the 24 range, we actually broke structure on this move right here on the 24 range, pushed up, pulled back, and broke structure higher, okay? So typically when you see the market create an area of, or break through an area structure to the upside and make a new high, in this case here, or it could be a new low if we're moving lower, but a new high, and it pulls back to a key area of demand, they're going to fill the gaps and then possibly take out and run and make and test the high here, test it at least, or break through it. In this case here, they came back and broke above this high right here. All right, so that was a trade that I took yesterday, and I believe I picked up like 16 points on that trade there. It wasn't my full on 20, but even with that said, if you do the math on that, okay, I'm gonna show you 16 points with 4 ticks in every point. That's 64 ticks, okay? Times $5 a tick. That's what the tick value is for the Nasdaq. On one contract, that's $320. On 2 contracts, you're picking up $640 minus your commissions, all right? Depending on how much your commission fees are with the broker, you know. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is that I was able to pick up a little bit over $600 on that one little trade. But we're talking about how long did I have to sit in that trade, right? Well, take a look. I got into the trade here roughly at, say, it was at 1056 and 57 area, and I exited that trade right here at 1101, okay? So I was in that trade for like less than 5 minutes or something like that, okay? And I was able to pick up $600. You can do this by scalping each and every day. Again, you need to figure out the movement of the market, the structure first, all right? Are we moving higher breaking structure, or are we moving lower breaking structure? In this case here, we're moving higher, so I'm only interested in demand setups, okay? Now, here was another setup that followed right behind that one. After breaking above this area here on the 24 range, so we broke more structure to the upside, it comes back. There is another demand zone resting right here. It comes right back to that area. So the first one I took here, I talked about yesterday on the Discord that I missed this one here. The market pulls back to this area here. You can get in aggressive here at 651 or wait for the break and close and get in around 56, 57 area. Again, because we broke structure here to the upside, breaking, structure here, more likely we're going to first fill these these gaps here back to the upside and possibly take out this high right here. And it does that, okay? So if you got into the trade here, okay, it pushes up, gives you a few points. Let's say you got it here at 656. It goes all the way up here to 667, which is about 12 points, 11, 12 points there. Then it comes back, doesn't stop you out, and it goes up there and takes out the high right there, and you pick up even more points. By then, you would have picked up your 20 plus points, okay? Or maybe even more than that. You only need to take one trade, one good winning trade setup a day, and make, that type of money, okay? It's pretty easy to do that. Now, if you're trading micros, you may have to bump the size of the micro contracts up to make a little, to start making a few $100 a day, all right? It's not about racing and trying to get to the finish line and making as much money, all right? The key to it really is be consistent in what you do, all right? You don't have to bump your lot sizes up. As long as you find making X amount of money off of one trade per day, that's fine. It all compounds in the end, whether it's the E-minis or the micros. This trade right here, let's say you got it here at 662. Was it? I'm sorry, 656. And then you took out, after, it basically closed above here and broke that high there at 668. Okay. Well, you profited pretty nice trading the E-minis, even if you traded several micro contracts just as well. But if you got into the trade, we're looking at see how long we would have been in that trade. 11:10. Once it cleared the high right there, what time is that? 17 minutes. I mean, not 17 minutes. What did I say here? I'm sorry, guys. Let's see. We're in a trade at 10. Oh, 7 minutes. I'm sorry. Only 7 minutes. So 5 to 10 minutes spending in the trade to be able to pick up a few $100. In this case here, it took me less than 5 minutes or right at 5 minutes to make $600 off that one little trade right there. Okay. So I'm just showing you because, if I do that twice, I pick up $1,200. All right. I could make more than that if I want to trade 3, 4, 5 contracts. But I'm just showing you that it's fairly easy doing so. Even trading one E-mini contract on that trade that I took yesterday, picking up 16 points, that's $320. Okay. You do that each day. Just trading one contract on the E-minis, that's over $1,500, $1,600 a week. Okay. Possibly you could probably make $2,000 a week doing that. You could actually make a good living trading futures if you really truly know how to restructure and really are trading, based on price action and what it's doing. Okay. So that's what here on this channel that I talk about the most is showing you, setup at the setups that I actually take, especially for those who are elite members. And if you're interested in becoming an elite member, it's only $6.99 a month, but you're getting so much exposure, so much, access to tons of other video content that is not made, that's private to those that basically support my efforts as a content creator. I'm giving something to you back. It's a perk or reward, which is through the YouTube membership program. For $6.99, $7 a month, you get access to a boatload. Tons of trade breakdowns while I'm walking you through, basically holding your hand and walking you through these setups so that you can take similar setups just like this. Once you understand this type of information, once you understand the strategy, I'm telling you, you will be on your way to actually making money. We've had plenty of traders that have come to the Discord that were members, and I don't expect everybody to stick around forever unless you choose to, okay, and want to be part of this great community. But people have come and gone and make money, and I appreciate everyone that has, commented, left me comments, DM me, sent me, like certificates that showing where they passed their prop firms, letting me know that now they're trading live, taking payouts. I appreciate all that, guys. I really do. I like to see people, I talk about it in many videos, I want to see people become profitable in this business just as well. If you're interested in becoming an elite member for such a very inexpensive fee, it's like less than the price of a cup of coffee that most people, or a breakfast sandwich or a lunch sandwich or whatever it may be, to see your life kind of change around. Now, you're going to have to put the work in. You're going to have to back test and forward test. See if the strategy is going to be something that's going to work for you or not. And I will say this. A lot of people, they get frustrated because they learn different things from different places. And then they kind of bring all this stuff together, thinking that whatever I learned before, I'm going to bring it into now something new that I'm learning. Look, I learned that a long time ago. You're going to have to take a step back. You're going to think what I do call decluttering the closet, meaning cleaning the space out of your mind to be able to freshly learn something new. Once you learn this, guys, it should kind of turn things around for you, right? And now I'm not guaranteeing anything because I can't guarantee anything because everybody is different. There could be different things that people are struggling with. Maybe you're struggling with market structure. Maybe you're struggling with psychology. Maybe it is you just don't understand certain concepts surrounding price action or understanding supply and demand. You got to spend time on these charts. You really, really, really do. The more time you spend on the charts and understanding these type setups, the sooner that you're going to find yourself becoming profitable just as well. So anyone and everyone that's interested in becoming an elite member, look down, scroll down to the description portion of the video. You'll see 2 links. The first one is the Discord. You can join it. Okay, it's free. The second link where it says become an elite member. Once you click on that, 2 tiers are going to pop up. The second tier for $6.99, that's the one you want to choose. And that's going to give you direct access to the trade breakdown videos, the video playlist, and a great video that I covered on market structure. There are tons of trade breakdown videos there, so spend some time. I go in much great detail breaking down these trade setups. These are trades that I posted over on the Discord, and I break them down so that you can grasp and understand. And what my mind thought was, and gather further insight on why I took those trades, where to place stop loss at, where to take profit at, what going over structure, what was I thinking leading up to that trade. So I highly recommend if you're not an elite member, something that you may want to take interest in, become part of that. Outside of that, I appreciate everyone tuning in like they do on a daily basis to watch the videos. If you are new to the channel, please take the time to go ahead and subscribe by clicking on that sub button now. You have nothing to lose. Lots of great valuable information that may change your whole thought process in the way you actually trade and help you become profitable. So click the subscribe button now. Make sure to turn your post notifications on so you don't miss any of the uploads here on the channel. And last but not least, if you do me this biggest favor, you see that little like button there, the one that has the thumbs up, okay? Please click on that so that the video content gets pushed out into the algorithm so that other people just like you, other traders just like yourself, can gain access to valuable content just like today, where I talked about being able to get into quality setups and make $600 a day or more, okay, in less than 5 minutes on these high probability trading setups just like this, okay? So that's all I have. Appreciate it. Take care. I'll see everyone in the next video. If you had a successful day today, congratulations to all. Let me know down below how your trading has been going. Are you still having rough days, bad days? Are you finding yourself having more or better days these days? I mean, we have a big community, or growing community, I should say. So leave a comment down below. I'd like to hear from you guys. Outside of that, take care, and I'll see everyone on the next one.